For decades, the York River has been taken care of by the community along its banks. Towns like Kittery, York, South Berwick, and Elliott.
But now new federal money will soon flow in to help protect it as well. The York River was just named a federal wild and scenic area. News Center Maine's Jack Mulmid explains what that means.
I'm very happy. It's been disappointing at some points, but we just kept going and said we just have to keep going with this thing. It's important.
Karen Arsenault has spent the last decade and a half admiring the beauty of the York River.
You can see where the salt marshes are all along there.
And in that same time, she's also been working hard to make sure the river is federally recognized. And now it will be. It joins the ranks of historic rivers like North Carolina's Green River and Washington State's Puget Sound. And for Arsenault, it took a lot of patience.
I wouldn't have spent 14 years trying to get designation if I didn't feel like it had the kind of values that warranted the kind of protections that could be allowed.
So in short, this means that Smelt Brook here, which is part of York River, will now also get federal funding from U.S. Park Service on top of the 4 communities which already take care of it, which are South Berwick, Elliott, Kittery, and York.
Well, there's always more work that needs to be done.
Arsenault adds the 4 towns were doing just fine taking care of the river, but having that federal funding ensures money can be spent on nationwide education.
Not just purchasing land, but educating landowners on how to protect their own land and to protect the river resource.
Congresswoman Shelley Pingree was one of the leaders championing the efforts since the 2000s, according to Arsenault. In the statement, Congresswoman Pingree said, "I'm thrilled the provision was included as part of this year's funding bill. With federal support, the York River, which has always been an incredible asset to the communities it runs through, will be a regional gem far into the future." And while the amount of money that will go to the York River each year is still up in the air, Arsenault says that whatever the amount, it's an investment, as the river's marshland will help soften the blow from rising sea levels amid climate change.
In terms of climate change, all of this is very important.
Funding locally and now federally to protect a southern Maine river for generations to come. In York, Jack Mulmid, News Center, Maine.